So who did she
I
sleep
see.
with?
I don't want to get too deep in that, just because I know what it is. But I would rather tell you that, like, just us on the phone and not right here. Anything else I can speak on, but as far as that, I don't want to too much put that out because I don't want to drag.
What happened to the phone call?
I swear, Tasha K, you are a snake, you phony, and you manipulative. And the fact that you even tried to play me like that, it says what your character is, not mine. This live is to be solely about how I felt when she did what she did with the JT situation. That is it. That is all.
Texas up in this thing, beat you up on this game. Wait is over, the wait is over. Welcome back.
This is commentary, so get out your feelings. What's going on, everybody? If you are new here, my name is Nisha, and I usually do reviews and commentary videos as such. So if that interests you, please do not hesitate to hit the subscribe button with the bell so you're notified every time that I release into my oldies. Y'all know I love and appreciate y'all so much. I'm sitting at work, chilling, minding my business, and then I get a video recommended. Now, I did tune in to Phuckery Friday on Saturday. However, I stopped at a certain point. Well, apparently, I stopped at the point where I should have kept watching. So, Tasha K invited this young lady onto her platform. Her name is Azariah, and apparently she is Foxy Brown's niece, okay? Now, Azariah, she contacted Tasha K like about a year ago, and apparently she wanted to come out and expose her aunt. Now, the reason why she says she wanted to bring this to light is because she's tired of her aunt treating her the way that she is. Now, me personally, I don't understand why you would reach out to a blogger to say that. This girl thought it was a good idea for her to reach out because she respects Tasha K, and Tasha K is growing and she's such a good woman, and this is the only blog that she says that she reached out to. Oh, did I say reached? Jesus, the country is coming out. She really wants her aunt to know that she was loyal to her, and she just wants it to be better. So Tasha K's platform was supposed to be used for a family therapy session. Now, I don't know why in the hell she thought after a year of fellowship on Instagram and wherever else platforms y'all were following each other on, that you thought that this will be the perfect platform to do so. I'm assuming that you've watched Tasha K's shows, that you know she's looking for the fuckery, she's looking for information on these celebrities, and obviously you are a gateway to that, okay? You are the niece to Foxy Brown, and this is a celebrity. So obviously she's going to ask you questions. She's going to try to get to the nitty gritty. Duh. After or during this Phuckery Friday, Tasha kept trying to provoke certain responses out of her. She kept trying to get her to say certain things. She was asking about Coke. She was asking about, or they were talking about how her aunt really isn't considered a legend. They talked about JT from the City Girls and how that situation happened. And then we got to where Tasha wanted to know, was it Jay-Z that she was fucking, or was it, who's the other one? Jay-Z, or was it Damon Dash, I believe. And so when she got there, she kind of like stuttered a little bit because she didn't want to talk about it. Now, obviously, you can tell she was caught off guard. She didn't want to discuss that. That's fine. But you come to a platform, okay, that is based off of shit like that. So you cannot be caught by surprise during that situation. Now, if you wanted a mediator, you wanted someone to come in that's level-headed, to be able to help you in your family problems, then it may have been a better option for you to go with a family therapist, psychologist, for you to go to Dr. Phil, for you to go to Ayanla Van Zant, maybe even the happy hour segment that Tasha K hosts. But you don't go to Phuckery Friday and try to just talk and just pour your heart out. You don't do that because it is boring, okay? And that's not what Phuckery Friday is about. Let's go ahead and jump into the interview that she did with Tasha.
We're done for no bitch. She was like, I'm about to, like, you about to be blessed. God must really be on your side because I don't do this for nobody. And then she would start telling me about Jay-Z and somebody else, I think Mary J. Blige, whoever it was, she started talking about Jay and how Jay grooms her, molded her, and she look at me like a baby fox, and she wants to mold me
Now
as
let
well
me ask you
because she
something,
didn't.
because you told me like that, because you know I asked you, did she sleep with Jay-Z? You told me she slept with who?
Huh?
You remember the last time we spoke?
Mm-hmm.
And I asked you, I said, did she really sleep with Jay-Z? Because Dame Dash said she slept with Jay-Z.
Oh yeah, that was the big to do thing with.
Now, she said that was a big to-do thing. Now, I don't know if that means to do, like, to talk about on the show, to do, like, to talk about in private, to do, like, I didn't get the to-do thing, but she, you know, she reacted as though she was caught off guard, but it's obviously something that y'all discussed before. And so now you see, oh, she trying to get me to spill some tea or whatever. And so she's catching herself and she's trying to, you know, get back on balance with this interview, but it ain't gonna go too far for too long, y'all. Let's go ahead and finish listening.
Okay.
That whole thing. Yeah.
Okay, so who did she sleep
See,
with?
I don't want to get too deep in that, just because I know what it is. But I would rather tell you that, like, just us on the phone and not right here. Anything else I can speak on, but as far as that, I don't want to too much put that out because I don't want to drag.
What happened to the phone call? What happened to the phone call? What? Moving on. Oh my God. What happened to the phone call? Daddy, what happened to the phone call? What happened to the phone call? What happened to the phone call? Y'all know? We gotta get her back on the line. Okay.
Now, clearly, Tasha know what in the hell happened to that phone call because you disconnected the damn call. We saw you pick up your phone. We saw you kind of like fixing your face like it was getting ready to be the end of the conversation, and then it was disconnected. Because the first time I watched it, I was like, well, maybe it was a bad connection. No. Your ass disconnected that. And this would be the second time that you done brought somebody on your platform and then you done commenced to embarrassing them, okay? I.e. Medina. She came calling herself trying to expose Nene in defense of Wendy, and then I guess she didn't want the interview to go out, or she didn't want certain things said, and she didn't want to look a certain way, even though a lot of the people that watched the show probably was like, well, damn, like, you know what I mean? She does look a little different. You know, she got a whole lot of plastic stuff going on, but that's fine. That's hell. That's just not me. However, I'm not the one conducting the interview. So it really wasn't cool. It wasn't professional of you to drag the girl after you didn't had her come on and give you an exclusive, okay? So now we're here, and here's another person that you didn't decide to embarrass by hanging up the phone in their face on live YouTube vision. I was about to say television, but YouTube vision. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and get into Miss Azariah's interview that she did with Chaka Labelle. Here's her social media. Go check her out. She's also on YouTube. I believe it is Chaka Labelle on YouTube. So please go by and show that sister some love. Now, we're going to go ahead and get into this interview, okay? Now, let me let y'all know something real quick. Now, this interview was about an hour and 20 minutes long. Now, I already know Karina and whoever else down there are going to say, Nisha, we are not going to watch this long ass video. I get it. So, basically the gist of it is she wanted to tell her side, the side that she didn't get to say on Unwind with Tasha K. Bars, okay? So basically on the show that she did with Chaka, she talks about how she felt manipulated by her aunt. She felt like her aunt humiliated her. She feels like her aunt is not loyal to her, that she just keeps doing her wrong, and she's consistently gang, but then her aunt really isn't, you know, feeling the same way about her. But then she says her aunt is bipolar, and this is just how she is or who she is. I always say, don't give people that damn pass. Everybody needs to be accountable. So she talks about that. It is a very, very long, drawn out interview where it's mainly her talking and trying to vent. Basically, this was a vent session, and she talks about the JT situation a little bit in more detail. where apparently she made a song. Her aunt liked the song, told her, hey, yo, send me the instrumentals. Also send me the lyrics. So she sends her the chorus. No, I want you to send me the whole thing, and I want you to type it up. And as I'm listening to this, I said, girl, why would you send that? Okay. Then her aunt asked her, Foxy Brown, asked her, well, did you copyright this? And, you know, do you have the masters? Asking her all of this stuff. And apparently she's like, well, no, I don't have any of that. And then Foxy Brown tells her, well, if I were you, I'd get it, because anybody could take your shit and it's just going to be gone. Okay. Now, as she was saying that, I kept thinking in my brain, well, you getting ready to steal her shit, because, you know, either you looking out for her or you're not, okay? But when you ask her to send a whole song and then time goes by and you end up telling her, well, just me and JT from City Girls, we gonna do it ourselves. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that, okay? Because you got mad because some shit didn't go your way. So they talked about that. She says that she really didn't want to air her aunt's business out there like that, because that wasn't what the interview on Phuckery Friday was supposed to be about, nor is it the one that she's doing right now. And she does not want to drag her aunt. She literally just wants someone to mediate, and she wants her aunt to basically feel her pain and feel where she's coming from. And apparently this is the last resort is for her to come out here to these different media outlets and things like that. And then she goes in to say how she don't respect Tasha K anymore because of the way that she did her. Okay, so that's the gist of it. I do have about 5 minutes of clips here.
She still says, I still love my aunt. I
I'm not
still
gonna talk on her
love
name
her.
or
Yeah.
nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing bad. I just wanted to speak on how I felt as somebody that supported her for so long, and I felt like I got spit in my face. And that's where Tasha K, you are a snake, you phony, and you manipulative. And the fact that you even tried to play me like that on your live, on your YouTube, it says what your character is, not mine. Because I promise you, Chaka, I talked to her 5 minutes before she went live, and I told her, don't ask me nothing about Foxy's personal life. This live is to be solely about how I felt when she did what she did with the JT situation. That is it. That is all. She said, you got my word. She said, we're not going to, but she was very disappointed because she thought she was going to get some tea. And she didn't get the tea she wanted.
I want to pause you real quick because I want for people that did not get a chance to see what happened on YouTube.
Okay, so right here, Chaka, shout out to Chaka. She's getting ready to kind of give the events that happened that led up to where we are right now, okay? Now, again, she's not trying to drag her aunt Foxy Brown. She's just trying to come out here as the last resort to get people, I guess, to have other people come and mediate the situation, okay? So let's go ahead and jump right back into it.
Last night, because once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the girl who was on Unwind with Tasha K last night. She was on there via telephone. This was a last minute decision. So I want to ask you some questions really quick before I play what happened. So when it came down to yesterday, when did you confirm officially that you were going to be on her show? So prior to yesterday, which was Friday, October 2nd, it was never concrete.
No, it was
that
never.
You were going to be making an appearance on her show.
Okay, I'll call you tomorrow and I'll let you know. And then that's what she did. She called me around 2 p.m. yesterday, and she said, "Okay, this, that, and the third." I said, "Okay, good. We good then." And that's when I sealed the deal. Like, we're good. We'll go on.
Okay, so she says that it happened like the day before or whatever. So I'm assuming at this point is where they did like a I'm hoping that this is where they did the pre-screen interview or whatnot, because then at this point Tasha would have known what she wanted to talk about and what she didn't want to talk about. But based on the way that interview went, honey, y'all didn't come to an agreement because that was just too damn ridiculous. Let's continue.
What time would you like to go on? And she didn't even give me a time. So here I am about to go to sleep. It was because of you I even knew the time. Because you was like, she not going on at 10:30. I'm like, what? She made it seem like she about to go on in about an hour. And this is around 6 o'clock.
So she says, she gave us two different times. She said it was 2:30 the day before, and then she said 6 o'clock where she found out. So I'm assuming Tasha didn't tell her, but again, she says that she knows Tasha, she watches Tasha, so I'm assuming that Tasha knew that, or that Tasha assumed that she knew what time it started, okay? So let's continue.
Right. Which is true. Because and this is something I'm going to put out about myself, because I don't have nothing to Foxy Brown.
Right.
Show about
You
your
didn't
aunt,
even
like
know.
what's going on. And from there, right, like I was not privy to. I'm like, wait, she's getting tea about Foxy Brown. I'm like, oh God, where the hell's going on? So finally, when we got, the I's dotted and the T's crossed, and she said, I'm going on in 20 minutes now, just to solidify the time of when 30. And even on her, she currently has.
Let me interrupt here. Y'all will notice that I'm like skipping because she's going to end up playing Tasha's Live again. And I don't think y'all want to watch that, nor did I again. So I just ended up like skipping through. So that's what you're going to see.
Works for everybody. So, T. So, we get to 10:30, the show starts, we get past all the other segments, and then boom, we get to the Foxy Brown segment, which I was like, okay, I know Azariah's going to be on. Let me make sure that I'm there for that. So, as I'm watching, I see Tasha is, saying, why do you want to expose your aunt? We spoke last year, but I knew you'd be back, so on and so forth. And she was telling the story about JT and the song and all that other stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, let me present Exhibit A. I don't want to talk.
Where I could lose. I don't know.
Okay. Right.
Do JT do coke? I don't know. Do you do coke? Like, I don't know. How am I supposed to know if the girl do coke? I don't even know the girl.
Right. This was literally like you're a third party. It's just she had spoken to JT. You were asked to do something on behalf of JT. You had never met her, so you would never be able to answer that question. And even so, the conversation wasn't about JT. It was about what happened with you and your aunt. And then she asked if your aunt Foxy did coke. And I'm just like, wait.
I don't know. What, I mean, I'm not going to lie. And I'm not going to put that on her, because if she don't do coke, that's a hell of a theory to put on somebody's life. No.
Right.
None.
And that had never been discussed between you and Tasha about her drug use, anyone's alleged drug use. Okay. Which I knew.
2 times at the most that day before everything transpired with her going live. And she said, well, what can I ask you and can't? I said, well, you can ask me whatever, but we're not going to talk about no industry stuff. We're not going to disrespect anybody. I said, I just solely want to talk about how she made me feel. I made that perfectly clear.
All right, y'all. So with all of that, I feel like at the end of the day, you do not know a person's mental state. You don't know where they are in life. You don't know whether what you're going to say is going to push them off the ledge. You don't know. And I say that to say, for Tasha to disconnect the call, and while this lady feels like it is her, it's in her best interest to come and pour out her heart, you don't do that, okay? At every point, you should maintain a certain level of professionalism. And at that particular time, what she did was completely inappropriate, and it should not have happened, especially on live where there's thousands of people watching. Now, on the flip side of that, I really hope that Azariah takes this as a lesson learned, honey, and she actually takes heed to it and don't repeat the same mistake again. You don't go to bloggers trying to pour out your heart and allow them to mediate the situation. I mean, unless this is something that is agreed upon, that y'all gonna do this, maybe it's a specific segment dedicated to you and this is her opportunity to mediate. I don't understand why you would go to a blogger to mediate when there's different family therapists, psychologists, Dr. Phil, Ayanna Van Zandt. There are so many different places and people that you can go to and talk to mediate the situation. I just don't think that was good judgment there. I don't think that. So I really hope and feel that she is going to learn from what she did, okay? Now, like I said, with Tasha, I don't agree with it. I think that's just fucked up, okay? you continuously try to talk to her to get certain stuff, like you start talking about JT and the alleged coke. Then you ask, did her aunt do the coke? And you know, you're talking about, well, who did she sleep with? Was it Jay-Z? Was it Dame Dash? You know, you told the girl that her aunt really isn't a legend in your eyes, and that Nikki is a legend, not her. You kind of downed her. And honestly, I think you thought that she was the type of family member that was just ready to drag. And I don't feel like you should expect everybody to be that way. Okay, not everybody is cutthroat. And the statements that you were making, hell, I wouldn't feel comfortable with saying when it comes to my family members, especially on live. I don't understand why you thought that shit was okay. All right. Now, basically that was it. I think I covered pretty much everything. At the end of the day, it does seem like her aunt is very bitter. When it comes to Mariah Lynn, wanting her to take Mariah Lynn picture or image or whatever the hell it was, or video, she wanted her to take it down, so I felt like that was pretty bitter for her to do that. She feels threatened every time different artists come out, or she feels like she's beefing with them. She felt threatened by Azariah when she gave her the song, but then she wanted to take Azariah off and get a song to JT and said that she should basically pay homage to her and you should honor me and all of this, and you don't know who I am, like I worked with Jay-Z and like shit, that was years ago. You know what I mean? Like, let that shit go. Let's move forward. You know what I mean? All right, now I want to hear from y'all. Get into the comments and let me know what y'all think about this entire situation. Do you think that Azariah used her better judgment when it came to reaching out to Tasha K? Do you feel that Tasha K was wrong for the way that she embarrassed that girl on live with thousands of people watching, okay? Now, do you also think that this could potentially put her platform at risk of not retaining any other interviews because they are probably scared that she's going to end up embarrassing them or dragging them like she did Medina? Okay, y'all, let me know all of that down below. And until next time, y'all, bye.
To go. This tea is super hot. I'm about to rush.